The Phoenix Suns knew there was always one major box they needed to check. Despite being led by Frank Vogel, a defensive guru that made his bones on that end of the floor over the last decade, the Suns' defense had been anything but inspiring for the first 60% of this season. But as the saying goes, it's better late than never. Through the helpful services of Royce O'Neale, Jusuf Nurkic battling his tail off and maximizing his strengths within the scheme, and the superstars dialing it up, Phoenix's defense is starting to take shape. Over their last 10 games, since February 4th, the Suns have held opponents to 89.4 points per 100 half-court possessions. It's a full 9 points better than league average and the second-stingiest defensive rating during that span. The only team with a better half-court defense dating back to early February is the Minnesota Timberwolves, who continue putting on a clinic and staking their claim as one of the toughest defenses, relative to their competition, in the modern era. Looking back, their increased effort and intensity started after getting blitzed by 27 points on the road to the Clippers. Kevin Durant has pointed to that being the turning point, and the day everyone in the locker room made a commitment to playing harder, and with more focus, on the defensive end. Since the blowout loss on January 8, the Suns are 16-6 while ranking 5th in opponent effective field goal percentage, EFG%. They join an elite group of teams to rank in the top 5 of EFG% on both sides of the ball during that time frame. It's Phoenix, Boston, Cleveland, and Oklahoma City. Certainly not bad company for the Suns considering those other groups are top 2 seeds in their respective conferences. Additionally, since the January 8 loss, Phoenix has jumped to 8th in opponent free throw rate. Defending at an elite level, without fouling, is a Vogel staple and one of his core tenets as a coach. It was my main concern about the Suns heading into this season, particularly after they acquired Jusuf Nurkic. For a team relying on Nurkic as a paint protector and leaning into Durant-at-center lineups in second halves, it just seemed unrealistic to expect high-level defense without inevitably creeping into foul trouble. Typically, when guys try to compensate for a deficiency, Nurk's being his footspeed and Durant's being his strength against other bigs, it leads to more aggression and whistles. A large portion of the Suns' defensive rise, though, can be attributed to KD. Durant's on-ball activity has been fantastic all year. It's arguably the best he's looked defensively since the 2017-18 season in Golden State, more than 5 years ago. Here, the Suns deployed Durant as a free safety on defense by having him roam off a non-shooting threat, Payton II, with the sole purpose of providing help at the nail and clogging the paint. Durant also had the responsibility of staying alert on weakside shooters.